it just shows what kind of leader he is and what kind of leader, and what he's done for this program.
Let's go to Nate Bauer, Blue White Illustrated.
Hey, Phil, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. Hey, did just, if you can clarify for me, did you try to teach, like to instruct fine technique virtually?
I mean, I tried, but
Like, what did that look like? How did that go?
just trying to, well, I had like 5, so all I had with them was 5 winter workouts where I kind of showed them the basics, and then from there I had film from it, and I just tried to critique it off of that the best way I could. And then from there I tried to just show them clips of guys doing it right from the NFL to me showing them some videos of me doing it, just trying to get them to see it so that they could do it when they were at home. So that was our way of trying to get the technique going when they were gone till for 6 months. But I tried to do it in many different ways and tried to be creative as possible. But it was definitely a learning process for all of us.
Go to Joe Giuliano, Philadelphia Inquirer.
Good morning, Phil. Des Holmes was not on the participation report for the Nebraska game. Was that a healthy scratch, as they say in hockey? And could you talk about his development so far this season?
That was medical, so I'm not really allowed to talk about that. But before that, he was doing a heck of a job. He was playing guard, doing good things, and he's developing well, and we thought he was going to play a lot of football for us this year, and he still has a chance to do that.
Let's go to Nubias Wilborn, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette.
Coach, what's been the toughest part about this for you coming in as a new coach? Franklin talked earlier about how this is probably the worst year to be a new coach of a new unit. How tough has that been for you to adapt to this season?
Good question. I'm just taking it every day at a time, just knowing that, I get a great opportunity to coach young men that want to be great, and just trying to show them as many things as possible, trying to get them to understand it's not only about just the game of football, it's just about life. Like, stuff that I've been through and my family's been through, and just trying to build them. We're all learning through this process. We're all learning, we're all growing. And if we take it as a positive, we take it as a learning experience, not a negative, I think at the end of the day, you're going to grow, as a person and as a football player. So, I kind of just think about it as I get a chance to wake up and coach great guys that want to come out there and do great and want to get better. And, that's what Penn State football is all about. And that's the culture that, Coach Franklin has built here. And, it's a great opportunity for me. And this is something that I love to do. So I don't really think about it that way. I just think about it as a chance to, have fun and do things that, I get to do.
Go to Mark Brennan, Fight on State.
Phil, can you take us through kind of what's going on at that right guard spot? Because I think CJ was there, Fries I think played, and I think even Juice played a few snaps in one of the games. Are you searching for the right answer or relying on depth? What's your kind of take at that spot?
Yeah, relying on depth and just having guys, trying to make sure, guys are fresh, just moving guys around and making sure that, we have experience, because, one snap, I'm going to need one of them. And so we're building those, repetitions, building those reps, and getting them experience, because, at any moment you're going to need them. So if it's, in crucial time and we have to throw someone in there that hasn't had any reps, then it's going to be hard. So that's kind of our mindset, and, making sure we give everyone the opportunity to, to play.
Let's go to Greg Pickle, Penn Live.
Coach Franklin talked last night about recruiting, and that, the best way to do it is being honest and truthful with recruits. But how would you assess how things have gone since you've got here and started to build relationships? And what can you define the challenge of what it means to not be able to host kids now until at best April 16?
Yeah, recruiting right now is definitely difficult. You're being able to build. You have to build relationships through Zoom, through FaceTime. Guys can't really come to campus, and you can't really have that interaction with them where they meet you, they meet your family, which is, I think, a big part of recruiting. Having my wife to be able to meet his parents or their parents is, I think, crucial in recruiting. And then having them being around our players, seeing the locker room, all that's big time, and definitely here because how special of a place Penn State is. So, it's definitely something that is hard, but everyone's kind of going through it. But I think that the environment here and what this place is all about is kind of, why people choose it. So it's a little struggle there, but I think, our recruiting staff does a great job doing virtual tours, doing virtual things with the parents, with the players and the parents and the families. So it's a way of us being able to have that interaction, but just not in person. So, but we're going to continue to do it, and we're not going to use it as a, we're not going to use COVID as an excuse. We're going to keep recruiting, and we're going to do a heck of a job and keep, getting those players to help us.
Tyler Donahue, Lions 247.
Phil, I'd love to pick your brain as a former and as a current coach who sees him every day. Jason Oweh seems to really be hitting his stride as a defensive end at the college level. How does he challenge your tackles day in, day out? And from the perspective of an opponent, if you were watching him on tape when you were at Florida, getting ready to face a guy like that for an entire game, what are your biggest concerns?
Great question, because I think about having to block him, and I know that it would be tough because he has everything that you want in a defensive end. One, he's relentless. He's not going to stop until the whistle's blown, which, as an offensive tackle, you don't like that because you know that you have to block him for the whole entire time because he's gonna make sure that he gets to the ball. So that's definitely something. And then he's quick. He's very quick. He has great speed off the edge, and then he's powerful. So he has all the things. Like usually when the guy has great power, he doesn't have great speed, or when he has great speed, he doesn't have, but he has it all. So for that, you can't just vertical set him because he'll bull rush you. You can't just aggressive set him because he'll beat you on the edge. And then he has, his hands in the run game are really tight. He's going to get his hands inside. He has it all. And he's definitely relatable to the guys that I saw play, I played against every single day at Florida that went first round. And he has all those tools and tangibles. And he's a great person as well. Like talking to him, he's a great kid.
Go to Corey Geiger, Nittany Sports Now.
Phil, can football be coached this way? I mean, basketball, you can go out and work on your free throws and your jump shot and your driveway. Baseball, you can go hit some batting practice. With the down and dirty, nitty gritty things that you have to do, you're talking about time. James is talking about coaches having false positives and carrying computers out on the field during practice so they can see. I mean, is it absurd to think that we can even expect any level of normalcy when you're doing things like this?
As coaches, I think so. I mean, it's definitely difficult. I definitely see what you're saying. And of course, it's not going to be, exactly what you want, but it is what it is. And you just have to try to find different ways to, get through that. And, of course, we didn't have as many padded practices as we wanted, or we couldn't, but, we still have to play the game. And we have to make sure that we do everything we can to, get ready. And, we have to fight through adversity as coaches and make sure that, we have our guys in the best possible situation and the best chances to win on Saturday. So, but it's definitely different. It's definitely not normal, but that's the way it is right now.
Time for a few more. We got Audrey Snyder, The Athletic.
Phil, building off of that, because James has mentioned the 43 false positives with the program, have you experienced a false positive this season? And if you have or haven't, what's it been like at practice when the computers are out there? I know Terry Smith and Brent Pry both have missed time this week.
I have not, but we have, we just have to make sure that if I did lose, a player, you know, that it's the next guy's up mentality till he comes out, and it you know, we do get that it was negative. So, you know, we're kind of just, you know, just it's another thing we have to just get through it and fight through it. And, you know, it's you know, good thing is it's only a couple hours that they have to wait. So it is what it is, I guess.
Couple more. We got Nate Bauer, Blue White Illustrated.
Hey, Mike Mennett yesterday was talking. He brought up. I think he called it a think box. Can you explain what that concept kind of entails?
Yeah, it's just, you know, when you hear a play call, or when you know what's your think box, like what are you thinking about when you get the play, you know, what's going through your mind, what footwork, what technique, what details, like what triggers in your brain, so that now you can go and play fast. And, you know, everybody in every play has a different think box. Like a quarterback might be, you know, the safety road, you know, Coach Rocca might be like, hey, when you get this play, you know, make sure you look at the corner. Like that's your thing, you know, blah, blah, blah. And the corner does this, that. For me, it might be for Rashid, what your think box on this play is, hey, make sure you're taking this footwork, make sure you're, you know, make sure the guy does cross your face, you know, you wash him down and stuff like that. So everybody's, you know, think box on every play is a little bit different, but at the end of the day, it's trying to get them to play fast and do their job at a high level. And, you know, guys, and you probably see it sometimes, that they're thinking too much, you know, they don't know what to do, or they don't have the right technique, or they're playing high because they're thinking too much. So their think box is trying to narrow everything down as narrow as possible, you know, to do their job at a high level.
Last question, Neil Riddell, Altoona Mirror.
Hey, thanks, Greg. Hey, Phil. I was curious, playing Iowa this week, you know, they're kind of known for their linemen and their program. What have you seen from them, both in evaluating them this year and over the years, of just what they do that's made them so successful up front?
You know, I think they do a great job in recruiting. I think they do. They get those guys that, you know, that want to be developed, that have a chance to be developed at a high level. You know, it looks like, watching their linemen over the last couple of years, they're athletic, they can move their feet, and then your strength conditioning program get them big and strong, and then they coach them right. They coach them with great details. They coach them to understand the game of football, and then and their D line's the same way. I mean, you watch them; they're fundamentally sound. They're going to come off the ball. They're high motor. They're relentless. It's probably an O-line, D-line deal, because, you know, they go against each other every day at practice. They both have to make sure they're living up to expectations, you know, of their coaches and of their program. So, you know, their D-line, this is going to be a challenge for us, you know, this week against their D-line. So we're excited about that, and we're going to get after them, and it's going to be a you know, hard-nosed game.
All right, thank you very much, Coach, and appreciate you guys joining us today. Thank you.